Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I thank the witnesses for being here, and Mr. Ferentz, congratulations on your life and your success. We all have challenges that we go through. I come from a family that struggled as we were growing up, ran away from home, lived in the street, lived in an old car. When I was 16 years old. Some stories, mine's bad enough, domestic violence, that kind of stuff, but everybody has a cross to bear, and we all go through struggles, some a lot worse than others, but we all deserve second chances. That's what the Almighty God who created us tells us, right? We're all forgiven and deserve a second chance, and I strongly believe that myself. And you look at these reasons as to why there's unemployment. I just looked down the list here. If I can read them off very quickly, and I hope I can get through some of this stuff and get to my question. Number one, lack of post-secondary education and training resulting in lower wages, growing dependency on public benefit programs, high levels of opioid dependency and drug abuse, rising prevalence of criminal records along with unmet child support orders, absence of available jobs in many depressed communities, weakening of social or cultural norms that expect able-bodied men to work, and the list goes on and on and on. You guys have a big job, but your experiences that you just shared with us are the reason why some of these programs are successful. God makes us go through these challenges, right, to help those that are about to go through the same challenges go down a different path. And thank you, gentlemen, for doing that. I work with a group back in Seattle called DADS. It's Divine Alternatives for Dad Services. And Marvin and Jeanette are the husband and wife who co-founded this organization, and they're personal friends of mine. Marvin won't be ashamed, and Jeanette won't be ashamed for me to share with you that Marvin was a pimp and Jeanette was a prostitute. I was a longtime law enforcement officer, 33 years, and worked the Green River serial murder case and worked with those people on the street for 19 years, day in and day out. These people I call my friends. They have turned their life around, and they are helping men be fathers and get jobs. So as I listen to the comments from our witnesses today, it makes me think about the consequences for families and children, for the United States, of working-age men not participating in the workforce. It's a huge consequence for our whole society. For these men, the possibility of being unable to financially support a family, as you mentioned, or contribute to the upbringing of their children has a negative ripple effect on the entire country. And sometimes what I get frustrated in my law enforcement career, frustrated with, is that working with community, and Marvin and Jeanette have done a wonderful job of bringing in the faith-based community, which they're excited about helping, right? And bringing other social services surrounding. You get the families involved if you can. I have 2 adopted grandchildren, drug-addicted babies that are now 14 and 15 years old. They were 3 months old when my daughter adopted them. They have a wonderful life ahead of them. But I find that these organizations don't work together. They're disjointed, they're inefficient, they're struggling and fighting over the same dollars. And we need to invest in those programs that can come together, work together, right, and recognize the goal for all of us and not compete against the same dollars that another effort is competing for. So for all of you, I think all of you are coming from the same place and wanting to help as we are here on this panel. What is the one thing? For me, it goes back to family, to responsibility, accountability, and faith, to be honest with you. What is the one specific policy, though, that you could all point to that would be the one thing you think that we could do to help you do, the accomplish the tremendous task that you're all involved in, right? Is there the one thing that just kind of pops in your mind? The one thing that maybe worked in your life, Mr. Ferentz, or maybe it was Jumpstart, maybe, I don't know. It can't be just money. What is it?
Just real quickly, we've seen it in our program. It's that role model. I grew up in a house where I saw Dad go to work every day.
Yep.
That's what dads do.
It was my football coach.
But if I grew up in a neighborhood and my dad doesn't go to work, or there's neighbor's dad doesn't go to work, I don't know what dads are supposed to do.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to replicate that in a small way with Jumpstart, but that role model is huge.
Yep, good. Anybody else?
Yeah, I would echo that. I mean, just to say, I mean, I think you've seen it on the panel here today. What you need are lighthouses of success that at the family level, at the individual
Yeah.
level, and then at the community level. You know, you need to have an example of people succeeding against a lot of barriers that they face, the communities face, the individuals face, helping them succeed in that so it becomes plausible then to other people in the community that there is a way out here. We don't have to accept where we are. Programs like Jumpstart, the programs that we're involved with at ICF, also in Baltimore, you know, are really about trying to create those lighthouses of hope within the community.
Yeah, well, we can help any way we can. Let us know. I know you will. But the work really happens where you all are, and thank you. Godspeed. I yield back.